For this project, it's time to head down to your local dollar store or Dollar Tree and grab some inflatable balls. What we need to do is have a base to set our project up on. First thing we got to do is get some good primer. This is applied before the paint. Primer is excellent. What it does is it gets rid of the color and it gives something for the paint to stick to. It doesn't need to look pretty, but get just enough on, not too thick. We don't want it to run. Once we get it on, flip it over. You're going to have to paint that little spot on the bottom that doesn't get hit, and it gives you time to go ahead and make sure it gets really nice and dry. Then grab some gold paint. The better the quality, the better it's going to turn out. Now, when you're painting, it's better to put tiny little small coats on first instead of really thick. We don't want any runs. Let this dry for a good 24 hours, and let's bring it inside. Now use that manufactured line as the straight line that you're going to use to make that first mark, right at the top of the mark. Take a measuring tape, go ahead and place it on the 6-inch because we want to go 6 inches on one side and 6 on the other. So make a mark at the 12 and make a mark on the back end at the beginning of the measuring tape. Do this 90 degrees on the other side. You're going to do this again with the 1-inch mark and the 12. Grab some acrylic black paint, lay it out. We're going to use a foam brush. I found that this puts it on really nice. Start at the top, right down the manufactured seam right there, and take that right down to your first mark, 6 inches down. This foam brush is 1 inch wide and it's the perfect width. Take again at the top, go all the way around the back side, all the way to your other mark. So you're going to have a full 12-inch mark. Turn it around 90 degrees, make a mark there, because what we're looking for is we're going to put a big X on top of this ball right here. As you can see also, that gold paint turned out really nice. It's nice and even. Once we get that on, look at that. That's exactly what we're looking for, but we're not done. Go ahead and take your brush, put it flat with some paint on, and we're going to make a circle at the end of each of these lines. That's going to be what's going to make these jingle bells look really cool. Go ahead and do it any way you like. I like to put it down, circle it right around the center, and you want to make sure your circle at the end's a little bit thicker than your line. Now look at this. It's not perfect, but don't worry, there's no mistakes that we can't fix. Once we get this all set up, let it dry, and it's time to put it in place. I wanted to put this under the Christmas tree, so I put out some fabric right there, and then I placed our jumbo jingle bells right underneath. I made 3 of them, put them in place right there underneath the tree, and look at this. It just looks amazing. I loved how it turned out, easy to do and inexpensive. I hope this inspired you to build your own jumbo jingle bells. Basically, just start with 2 pool noodles, and what we're going to do, put some hot glue on the ends here. We've got to make sure these stay nice and tight to each other. So join those 2 at the end just like this. Take some white duct tape, and we're going to put this on here. So that's going to hold it together along with the glue, and you're going to leave that on there. Go ahead and start at one end over here. Grab your tape, and it's not too critical, and I'll tell you why later. But you take your tape, start right there at the end, and you're going to go with not a 45-degree angle when you start wrapping it, but pretty much like a 60-degree. You want to get some territory on this when you start wrapping it. I grabbed this tape from the Dollar Tree, and it's going to be able to wrap the whole thing for you. Twist and tape all the way down to the end. This roll should be able to do the whole thing. If you get off a little bit, just reposition it. So what I'm going to do is get all the way to the end, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Now that we've got our noodle wrapped, what we're going to do is go back to the beginning, and we're going to run about 2 good glue strips here of hot glue about 6 inches in. And then what you're going to do is right at the 6-inch mark, go ahead and squeeze this over just like this. And we're going to join these 2 pieces together. The most important part is you've got to hold this down while you're working on it. So now that you've got it held down, then what you're going to do is about right here, run another set of glue just like that. Now, when I fold it over, If it's not enough glue, you can just go ahead right here and stick some more in. Just like that. There we go. The whole key to this is holding it while you do it. We're going to continue along the whole thing, running glue and folding it over. And we're going to do this all the way to the end. Just like this. Going to need some more glue. Just keep rolling it all the way to the end. Once we get to the end, what we're going to do is put the last bit of glue on there. And we will roll it up. Now, the important part is you're going to grab yourself some rubber bands. Once we get that first rubber band on, go ahead and put one more just for safe measures. We're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes and then we'll come back and I'll show you how we're going to finish it up. Okay, after about 5 minutes, we can go ahead and take the rubber bands off and it will hold just like this. Next, what we want to do is take a pair of scissors and right next to where the end is of the pool noodle, we're going to go ahead and puncture it. Make like a cross. The farther in you can go, the better. So you stick it, stab it in just like that. Turn it 90 degrees. Go in one more time just like that. Just grab some hot glue again. And what you're going to, right here, just fill the hole with hot glue. And just put your stick right in there. Perfect. And that's going to hold just wonderful. Next, I went to the dollar store and grabbed a cellophane bag. I actually got 2 of these for $1. And you'll stick the whole project right inside just like this. And then we're going to bunch it up at the bottom. I got some ribbon that I pre-cut. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it in ribbon. And when we come back, I'll show you the final project. And there it is, our final project. What a great outdoor decor it is. It's waterproof and it looks great. We made each one of these for less than $5 and it spruces up your yard just in time for the holidays. And what we're gonna do for this one is we're gonna start with the outline of a snowflake. Now, 18 inches on the main lines and 2 inches on our little lines that we have on the back here. So we'll start with an 18-inch dowel, and then you're going to cut 4 9-inch dowels, and all of these dowels are going to be cut with a 22.5-degree angle on the ends there. The next thing we're going to do is cut 12 2-inch dowels, again at the 22.5-inch angle. First thing we're going to do is go ahead, lay out our first 18-inch dowel, and then we're going to put together these 9. I'm going to use hot glue towards the top there. Doesn't take too much, and you'll put it up against, and you're going to rotate the dowel till you get a good angle and it's up against the wood here. Once I put that up there, I'm just going to take a hand stapler and put one staple in the top right here, and that's going to hold that together. The great thing about it is this is going to be the back side. So it's okay to put the staples in you want. I'm going to go ahead and just put one more staple in there just to hold it. Just like that. We're going to do the same on this side. Go ahead and put some hot glue in. Push it right up against there. And we're going to try to get the right angle. Just like that. Hold it together. And then we'll put a staple in right there. And that's going to hold it while it's drying. Now, on these little 2-inch dowels, the same thing. We're going to put some hot glue on there. And take it, find the right angle, take your staple, right inside there. Again, remember, this is the back side. And then we'll do the same thing with this one, hot glue. And this thing has come together real nice. The great thing about it is it's where it's got 18 inches dowel, start with 1, 9 inches, and then 2 inches. You can get more elaborate if you want and put dowels on the inside. This is your snowflake, how you want to do it. What we're going to do is put the rest of the arms on, the other 2-inch dowels. We're going to add a little bit more glue on the back side here, just to hold it together. And then the last thing we can do is you can leave it wood color, or you can paint it white like we're gonna do, and when we come back, we'll show you the final product. And there it is, the final snowflakes. We made two that were a little bit bigger and one that was smaller just to give it a little bit of a difference on the wall. You can go ahead and sand a little bit to give it an antique look. We're so glad you joined us. Happy holidays, everybody, and we're glad you joined us on Home Talk.